What would you do if the very person who once humiliated you, crushed your spirit, came back into your life, broken and standing at your feet? This is the story of Matthew, a man who had every reason to give up, but chose to rise. Matthew is the kind of man who believed that hard work could solve almost anything. He wasn't wealthy, but he had something far more valuable: integrity, resilience, and love for his family. He woke up early, worked late, and never complained. He didn't chase luxury. He built a life with purpose. Then came Maria, beautiful, ambitious, and full of dreams. She stepped into Matthew's life like sunlight. They fell in love, got married, and for a while life was good. With the birth of their two children, a boy and a girl, their family felt complete. But things changed. Maria began to feel restless, dissatisfied. What started as small complaints became constant pressure. She wanted more, more money, more luxury, a lifestyle like her best friends, who had a sugar daddy, funding her every desire. What she didn't know, and what no one knew, was that this so-called rich benefactor dabbled in dark, dangerous rituals, trading peace for temporary prosperity. Still, Matthew did everything he could. When Maria asked for a car, he emptied his savings to get her one. It wasn't new, but it was honest. It was his love in the form of sacrifice. She looked at it and laughed. "Even my friend's driver has a better one," she said. The insults grew louder, the mockery deeper, the love faded. And then, after 6 years of marriage, she left. Not just him. She left everything. Even the kids. She packed her bags and vanished without a word. Left behind with two children and a shattered heart. Matthew could have broken, but he didn't. He worked double shifts. He became both father and mother. He cried in silence, but never gave up. 2 years passed. Then came Sarah, kind, wise, faithful, a woman who didn't care about what Matthew owned. She saw the strength in who he was. They married, and slowly blessings began to flow. His ideas flourished. Doors opened. His business expanded beyond borders. By age 40, Matthew had become an international success. And then, on a scorching afternoon outside his office building, the past returned. Maria, sitting under the sun, selling oranges, her eyes hollow, her body tired. When she saw him, she tried to run, but Matthew stopped her. "Why are you here?" he asked gently. "Why are you still struggling?" She looked down, ashamed. "My friend betrayed me. I lost everything. I'm married now, to a poor gatekeeper." She stood there, a broken version of the woman who once laughed at his sacrifices. Matthew didn't yell. He didn't gloat. He just listened. Maria told her story. After she left Matthew, she thought she was upgrading her life. Her best friend welcomed her in, introduced her to the world of luxury and power. But behind the scenes, that world was built on darkness, rituals, manipulation. When Maria refused to participate, when she tried to walk away, they turned on her. Her friend framed her. She lost her job, her money, her reputation. Alone and desperate, she returned to her hometown. There, she met Joseph, a humble school gatekeeper. He didn't care about her past. He loved her quietly, completely, but life was hard. And every night, Maria carried the weight of what she had thrown away. "I thought I was choosing a better life," she whispered, "but I ended up losing everything." Matthew didn't speak. He just remembered the long nights of pain, the lonely dinners, the voices of his children asking why mommy was gone. But he also remembered the rise. He had rebuilt his life not out of hate, but out of purpose. He looked at Maria and said quietly, "You don't owe me an apology. You owe yourself one." And with that, he walked away. But the memory of her haunted him, not out of pity, but because he understood. So, a few mornings later, he found her again, this time in a crowded market. She looked even more worn that he approached her with kindness, and without saying much, handed her an envelope. Inside, a job offer, not pity, not charity, a real opportunity, training, support, a fair wage. Maria looked at him, stunned. "Why?" she asked, tears in her eyes. "Because I've been where you are," he replied. "You don't get to choose what happens to you, but you do get to choose who you become." She accepted. She worked hard. She stayed humble. Slowly, she rebuilt her life, not with shortcuts, but with integrity. She reached out to her children. She earned back their trust, one moment at a time. Joseph stood by her, and together they carved a small, beautiful life. As for Matthew, he continued to grow, but not just in business. In wisdom, in grace. In Peace Point 1 year later, at a company event, Maria stood on stage and shared her story. "I used to think happiness came from having more," she said, "but I was wrong. I lost everything because I walked away from truth. And when I was at my lowest, someone gave me a chance, not because I deserved it, but because he believed in mercy." She looked at Matthew in the crowd. "That man taught me that greatness isn't about what you own, it's about what you give. And the greatest gift is forgiveness." The crowd stood and applauded. Matthew smiled, not with pride, but with peace. This is the power of choosing grace over vengeance. Matthew's story reminds us. Holding on to bitterness doesn't make you strong. It holds you back. Let go. Rise up. Forgive. Because true success is not just about how high you climb, but how many you lift on your way up. If this story touched you, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, comment below with the part that moved you most and share it with someone who needs hope today. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring, emotional stories that remind us all redemption is real and healing is possible. Thank you for watching. Until next time.